So this is going to be my evaluation on audience feedback. I'm going to analyse the feedback that we gathered in our research and planning during the production and now post-production. So during the research and planning and during the production stages, we did surveys which were a lot easier, and we got both positive feedback and critical feedback that helped mould our product into what the audience wanted, which was really helpful. And now post-production, I did an interview video where I interviewed our demographic, our target audience, and I asked them what they liked, what they didn't like, and where we could have improved. So this is it. So a lot of the participants of the surveys that we did were really intrigued by our narrative and wanted us to explore more into the concept of freedom, and we did that. We tried doing that anyway through camera, mise-en-scène, and to show the different and we tried to show the different perspectives of freedom and that. So Mavrid's character felt a bit trapped, the way I thought of it, and that's just like trapped by societal norms. And Letitia's character obviously felt trapped because of her circumstances, and she was homeless and she didn't have as much opportunities. So we tried to show that different people feel different things and see things differently. For us to be more specific and show more detail, so I guess by that they meant to show more extreme close-ups, but we didn't want to make it seem like a film, which we didn't, so we kept it short and simple and edited it quite well. We used less establishing shots and instead used a lot of wide shots to show the background and the atmosphere in the two characters' lives. So for example, when the happy girl is with her friends, we had a wide shot to show her friends and to show the atmosphere and that they were all laughing. And then Letitia, most of her shots were also wide shots, but to show that she was alone and to show the setting that she was in. We avoided the split screen because if we had two different narratives playing, two different events playing at the same time, it would be too hard to watch and difficult to keep up with. So we had the same effect of the binary opposites using cross-cutting editing, which it came out really well. So they gave us some suggestions on where we could shoot, and they told us to stick to locations that symbolize freedom, and to show both characters' everyday activities that we tried to show as well. So Mavrid, she goes to school, she hangs around with her friends, and also Letitia, we wanted to show the reality of being homeless and that there isn't a lot to do, and the loneliness of that. So she doesn't have friends, she tries to go to opportunities and she gets rejected, and that things just aren't working for her as much as they are for Mavrid. So they also suggested that we should do a performance, but we decided not to do that because it would have just made our video a bit too stereotypical and a bit too predictable. But we did include flashbacks, and that was really helpful because it helped with our fragmented narrative convention. So as the music video starts off as both characters going into the train station, and then a flashback to current events, which hopefully the audience understood that the events that they look back on may have resulted in them leaving.
I really like the storyline, in the video, and how it related to the music, like the lyrics and stuff, and also how the costume props and everything, they helped explain the story more as well. It's really good.
Yeah, I thought it was a good effort on behalf of you and the group.
Yeah, it was good. Could understand the story. There were some good shots used, so overall it was a good music video.
I like the editing skills where a transaction between the two characters made it seem more professional.
So we could understand that from the story-wise, we know that there's two different people, two different lives.
What I liked was the variety of shots you used.
The transition, that was really
to
just effective, really.
to just reflect on the emotions like the character was feeling, like the high angles, the low angles,
Good acting,
close-ups.
there was really good acting.
I really like the costumes and I can relate to the happy girl. I like the symbolism in the music video.
The narrative was quite interesting and it enticed me to watch the video onwards. So yeah, it was the narrative that kept a hook on the audience.
It took some time to get our narrative together, and how we could fit symbolism in our music video through mise-en-scène and camera. It took a lot. I think we wasted a lot of time trying to figure that out. So, for example, like when the happy girl is with her friends, how we could use camera and mise-en-scène to make it look like she's happy, and to emphasize the side girl's loneliness using camera, which we used a lot of wide shots to show, to help emphasize the atmosphere and the lonely atmosphere in her life. I think we underestimated how much shots we took during our production, and then we only realised that when it came to editing that we didn't have as much shots that we thought, because the recording process took a bit of time. So I think we should have just focused on trying to get as much shots as we could from different angles. So when it came to editing, we didn't have less shots to work with.
So the production of the music video was pretty poor because of the shakiness of the camera.
The thing that could have been improved was the ratio of the sizes of the frames, because it will be 4.3, then it will go 16 by 19, and then it kept changing around. The color scheme changed a lot. That could have been improved.
Yeah, the grading of the video.
Yeah, the grading of the video.
Kept it consistent.
A good thing with the video is that not just they used variety of angles and shots, they also tried to use a dolly and a tilt, so that was used really good. But
yeah, also the mise-en-scène was pretty good. How you got the character who was doing bad in life to wear black.
yeah, to represent black, and the other two more bright color, right? To represent good. Oh, yeah.
They could have used a lot more different shots.
So where do you think we could have improved in our music video?
The performance would have been nice because narrative suits the song and its lyrics. Maybe the artist should have been in the video so viewers can recognise her and link her face with the music. Okay, so you could have used more shots, and the shots were too long.
One size, because it changed a lot.
Yeah, it's changing a lot. It squeezes, then it widens.
And the colour needs to be one scheme throughout.
Yeah, it should be color graded and color corrected.
I thought some of the shots were repetitive and a bit bland, so maybe you could have used a more diverse, more diverse shots and stuff. And also there was that one part where the girl hands something over, and I couldn't tell what it was, so it was a bit confusing.
It looked quite rushed, and the cameraman should have taken some care while shooting, so it just made it look a bit more professional.
The sad girl could have gotten more shots to establish that she's homeless. For example, her begging or her sleeping in the sleeping bag on the streets. They could have used a lot more different shots.
I understand that there were very limited use of shots, and that we should have used a lot of more diverse shots. The frames changed a lot, which we should have paid attention to. I think we should have established Natisha's character a bit more, because I felt like the side girl character didn't have as much things to do in the music video to establish that she was actually homeless. Maybe I don't know, on a sleeping bag, or with a cut off begging for money or something like that, would have been a bit better to establish that, to make it obvious that she was actually homeless. Also a performance. I think at first we avoided a performance because we thought it would be just a bit too much and it would distract the audience's focus from the story and the narrative. And because at first we wanted the narrative to be the most important thing for the audience to focus on in our music video. But then looking back now, I think it would have been a great idea because of our lack of shots. We could have filled it in with the performance every now and then. Also because a lot of soul genre music videos have performances, and I think we should have had that. We should have stuck to that one convention because it would have helped a lot. I think our organisation was pretty poor as well because I think we should have focused a bit more on what we're going to do, when we're going to do it, and when we need things to be done by. Because I think that was the main reason why we didn't have Letitia to do a lot of other stuff, because we didn't organise when we would. At first we thought we were going to show them in the train station and on the train as well, and record them like going away, but due to poor organisation we didn't get the chance to do that. So if we were to organise properly, we would have not wasted as much time as we did, and we could have got a lot more done.
I like that we can see the artist on both pieces, so on the magazine cover advert and the CD cover.
The magazine cover had a really good colour scheme and it was really simple but also fit with the genre of the music. And the digipack, I really liked the fading effect that was used, and it made you think of like hopefulness and freedom like the song does.
So the quality was much better than the music video, and I really liked the CD cover because it corroborated what the song and the music was about.
The artist looked really good. The green coat fit with the CD cover and the red hat fit with the magazine.
I like the fact that you could see the artist and the colour scheme was quite nice as well.
So comparing our music video with our ancillary task, I thought the ancillary tasks were of better quality and they were a lot more thought through. So for example, the costumes of the artist matched the colour scheme of the ancillary tasks. For example, like the red brownish of the artist's costume on the magazine cover followed the colour scheme of the magazine, and the green coat matched the greenish sort of fade effect that we had going on in the digipack. So at first we wanted to introduce the artist on the digipack and the magazine advert, but then after thinking it through we realised no artist has ever had actors. Well, most artists don't have actors to promote their own music, and it would have just been a bit stupid because on the digipack, on something like a digipack or the magazine advert, people look for the artist, and especially artists want to be the face of their music, except for Sia, who nowadays has that little girl from the dance show that helps her promote her music, but I think that's her own gimmick. So overall, on the topic of the ancillary task, we stuck to some of the conventions and it worked out really well. They both came out really well, mostly due to because we thought things through, and we took our time and we didn't waste as much time as we did in the music video, and the audience feedback was quite positive.
The target audience are people who like this artist and her music. The happy girl is a student and she's young, so that makes her relatable to the younger people.
I think the target audience would be from like late teens to maybe mid-20s, because it seems like it's for like going towards a younger audience and people who like that genre of music as well.
So it was targeted at fans and people who like this genre of music.
It was targeted towards young people because the characters in the music video were young too.
It's targeted at late teens upwards, probably 18 to 17 to 23.
So despite our errors, I think that we did reach our target audience, and in some way or another. I think that we could have been more organised, because most of our mistakes didn't come from bad choices but a loss of time. So next time I think we could have improved on organisation and also camera work.